in your brain?
Can you come over this way a little bit?
No, because then I'll be in my shot. I don't like being on camera. I'm not shooting you. I like to some days. Are we ready? Are you ready? Are we live over there? What are we calling this? Is it in the spotlight again?
This is Hard Body Radio right
Hard Body Radio. It's your girl Lisa, the Baltimore Paparazzi. I'm pulling double duty tonight.
Come on now.
You DJ Envy. You gotta do the DJ Envy. Right, you gotta do the DJ Envy. You like the DJ over there, but you gotta keep the interview rolling. Make sure we know when to clap it up. You feel me?
He's the sound effect guy.
Right. Instead of you having a sign, you just say it. We just
right. So 3D asked me if I would do an interview after I did my segment, and I said okay. I ain't got nothing. I got a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old waiting for me to come home, but it's okay. It's all good. They drive me crazy. But my 7-year-old did win his game today for playing football. Yes, he did.
Applause for that one.
Hey man, that's my job, man.
I apologize. I'll stick to being the rapper.
Alright, so since I have no idea who I'm interviewing, I'm gonna let them interview and announce who they are, and then we can go on. I don't like calling these. I don't do interviews. I do conversations. That's what I do.
So I guess we can start from the bottom.
The one who's not gonna be talking, we gonna have you talk.
Come on, bro.
Come on,
Slide the chair, man. It can hear you close, y'all. It can hear you close.
Right.
You hear him over there?
Speak up, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm Spaceman.
You
Good?
You good? That's it?
Good.
Alright, you know what I'm saying? It's a Trilla OG and TFO, you know what I'm saying? We over here on our big ass tour.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Presented by IGoByNeek.com, you know what I'm saying? And Water NC, we hitting Jersey. We out here in Baltimore right now, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna turn it up.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Jake Adams, coming from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, repping Bandana Brothers Entertainment and Strictly Financial. Shout out to IGoByNeek.com. That's where we got our big ass tour. Check out the dates. We're in Baltimore right now at LNR Studios. This is Hard Body Radio.
Yeah, check it out. And you already know what it is. I am Neek. I go by Neek. It's official, man. We out here, our big ass tour. So, you know what I'm saying? Keep it locked.
Yo, when I first seen her out in the we have the backdrop and all, I thought she was my niece. No lie, she looked just like Sticks. She looked just like Sticks. I was like, oh, niece. She was like, do I know you? I was like, oh shit.
How is that? How do I look like your niece?
Seriously, you look like my niece Sticks.
We got the same. We got the same skin color.
Yes.
She black just like
yes.
me? How your niece black?
Cause she's my niece.
Yeah. Tell me that. Cause I wanted to ask you that, but I was like, no.
No, she is my daughter. Is like my daughter's best friend when they went to middle school, and she lost her mother when she was young.
Right.
So her grandmother raised her and her sister.
Hey, you on that hood shit where you adopt kids.
Sweetheart, let me tell you, I lived on Poplar Grove for almost 7 years. I was the only white face around there.
You out here?
Yeah.
I see it.
Ringtone lady.
Ringtone lady. Yep, I was a ringtone lady.
Back in the day, you know, ringtones was heavy back in the day. Like, yo, let me get an upload new ringtone, yo.
No, I made my ringtones. I made them. I made all ringtones. I made them myself. I didn't download them from anywhere. So if you wanted the hook and the first verse of Lil Boosie, what the hell was I don't even know. I had little
Smoking on purple.
That was the good one.
That shit,
so yeah, all that shit. So
yeah, man, back to our big ass tour.
There you go.
I'm out here with Jake Adams.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Trill OG and Spaceman X, and this is your girl Young Neek for IGoByNeek.com.
So you're from Baltimore?
Yes, I am originally from Baltimore.
Okay. And you say you're from Winston-Salem, North Carolina?
I'm originally from Miami, but
oh well, damn.
Yeah,
it's even further away.
But I ended up in a little hick town called Moxville, North Carolina.
Oh well, my mama's from Roxborough, North Carolina, so
it's probably just as bad.
Yeah, it is just as bad, about as big.
Yeah.
And originally, I'm from New York. You know what I'm saying? 631. You know what I'm saying? Hudson Station. Stand up.
Oh, all right, all right. And what about you, Mr. Quiet, little spaceman in the quiet? From Texas? Yeah. Yo, I've been in Houston like twice this year.
I ain't never been.
Fucking love. I'm gonna tell you, I thought they were lying when they said you put somewhere when you in Houston, you put somebody somewhere in GPS, it's gonna take you about an hour to get there. I was like, you just exaggerating. No, that's real. Houston is that fucking big.
Really?
But I love it. That in New Orleans. So,
Mardi Gras, baby.
So yeah, I went there in February. So this tour that you've got going on.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how that's gone about and which where are you hitting at? Where or the cities or whatever that you're hitting at.
So basically, the tour came about. This is the second time I'm going out. We went out the first time in May, and that was successful. Like just the whole format of how I booked the tour, it was successful. So I decided to do it again with these guys right here. Okay. And what we're doing is we book shows in different cities. We go to these cities. We book these interviews. And when I say we, I mean me. I put everything together, and then I find the artists like this guy right here, like this guy right here, and I say, okay, this is what I got. It's already put together. Let's go. And that's pretty much how we do it. And we're going from where we going next?
We're going to New York. We're going to be in Brooklyn, and the day after that, we're going to be in Manhattan. And we're going to knock it off with Jersey on the 16th. And we also going to be up in Albany, New York. You know what I'm saying? At Desert Storm. You know what I'm saying? Getting interviewed up there. Yeah,
we got an interview on August 15th at Desert Storm Radio. So, you know, if y'all tune in, Desert Storm. We also have another interview. It's on August 19th, Most Wanted Radio. So if you follow all of us on social media, you can keep up with the interviews and just everything that we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. The tour officially ends for most of them on the 16th. But me, him, and him, we still have a couple more shows just going.
Okay, so how many artists do you have on the?
Just us.
It's
four.
Just
okay, yes, just us four right
you
here.
see right now.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know if there was like a couple other people that couldn't make it. You know how like the
other people performing at the show too that they're gonna be at, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be other people performing at the shows.
Like
local.
Yeah,
it's gonna be other local artists.
Actually, I also have a song with a cat in Long Island, saying Levittown. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Ace. You know what I'm saying? And he's supposed to be coming out performing a song called Let Me Spit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's one of the songs that he's adding to his set.
Have y'all been to Brooklyn?
No, I've never been.
I've been back and forth between Brooklyn and Long Island.
Because when I used to go, because when I first got into seeing 2000, well, when I started going to shows in 2008, we would do shows up in Brooklyn at least once a month. When you step foot in Brooklyn, you can just feel hip hop. Yeah. Like you could just, it's just something that you can just feel. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, so when you go up there, I'm telling you, y'all gonna feel that. Because like I went past, we driving around and my man B.O.M.B, who is like, his family lived up there. So he's like, okay, he was like, yo, Jay-Z used to live right there, and for them, it's nothing to see hip hop artists just walking in the street. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm telling you, when you go up there, we performed in Manhattan too. Manhattan is another wonderful place. So
that's where we're going. What is it? The next day. We're in Brooklyn tomorrow, and then the next day we're in Manhattan.
Okay. So how many how many dates are on, like when you book a tour? How many dates are on your tour?
It just depends, honestly. Originally, it's always 4. That's the minimum.
Okay.
Because when you're traveling from where we live in North Carolina and then you go into like all these other different cities, realistically, staying out for a week is what most people can actually afford.
Right.
I don't know about, he has a job, so realistically he can only afford to be gone for a week. So if we could do 4 shows in 5 days, it's perfect.
That's, you know what, that's about the smartest thing that I've heard. Like people, like I love when I hear people talk about things and they talk about them realistically.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you hear people talking about this music scene and they and you're like, you really can't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then you're like, do you have a job? Like how do you live?
Exactly.
You know?
Right. Honestly, I'm lucky I got this week off.
Right. Right.
See, this is my full-time job, so like I can do this realistically. But is this your full-time job too?
No, it's not my full-time job. I work for my stepdad, but I'm pretty much I do that part-time. It's not really anything like that. My mom wants me to go to school, but hip hop's my dream, so I gotta follow your dreams. Everybody.
I mean, that's to be expected. moms always want you to do bigger and better
But
things.
she's my biggest fan. Don't get it twisted. You know, she loves it. She supports the music. She's actually in Baltimore right now, watching the grandkids at my sister's house. So they were supposed to be here, but we had somebody pass in our family in Arizona, so I had to fly out there. So
yeah, it's life.
Yeah,
it's life.
Right. People come and go. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cherish every moment. You know.
I was just, you know how my brain works. It just keeps going. There's a actually the promoter for a show that we're having on Tuesday, Billy Live, his Wisdom Court Entertainment. I would love for y'all to get connected with him and maybe be able to come up and do some shows with Wisdom Court Entertainment.
Awesome.
You know, I don't know how that would all work out, but
I mean, me and him, when we go back to Raleigh, we're actually going to sit down and talk about building him his own tour and possibly going out longer, doing bigger shows.
Right.
Just a more structured, because this guy right here, he is the brains behind this guy so far.
Right.
So I'm going to take my knowledge and his connections, and we're going to put him on the tour.
That's what's up.
Much bigger.
He reminds me, I don't know if you know who he is, but he reminds me of the dude, Deadeye, from out Hagerstown way. And he does a lot of shows, like, he did Billy Live show, that's how I met him. But he does, because he's got the red beard and the hair. But, because you were talking about my shirt, because it's a Strange Music shirt. And he Tech Nine, you know, he does those shows, like open up for Tech Nine and stuff like that.
That's the type of stuff that I like, because my music I call the genre is called sub trap. It's trap music with substance. So it's like I bring the old school sound to the new school flows. And what I do is I take the so-called trap music, like people talking about selling drugs, all that fun stuff, and I take it and I look.
All that fun
I
stuff.
take it and I put it in a way that can like guide you to do the right thing, rather than being in the streets and stuff like that. Because like not everybody has it made for them easily and can just do what they please. You know what I'm saying? But with hard work and dedication, you know, a little bit of passion and knowing the right people, you're good.
I've had this conversation many times on my show, how you have rock music and you have different genres of rock music. You got grunge, you got heavy metal, you got death metal, you got everything else. But we always seem to just put everything in hip hop, which we can't do that any longer, because now we have what they call mumble rap, and you got conscious rap, and you got everything else. So now we have trap. Now we have a new one to throw in there.
But I'm not gonna say that I'm the founder of it. My inspiration, he's from the DMV. His name is JIDK. Stands for J. And then IDK stands for ignorantly delivering knowledge. And he started the movement Subtrap, and it inspired me to like hop on the bandwagon.
I might have to look
He's
him
really,
up.
really dope. You would like him. He's from, I think he's from Baltimore or somewhere around over here in this area.
I'm gonna tell you, there are so many artists here in Baltimore that
gotta shout out King Los. Gotta shout out King Los.
He's a huge King Los.
That's what he told me. He asked me, he said, "Do you know who King Los is?" I was like, "I know who." I knew Los before he was King Los.
Yeah.
He was rapping in Mondawmin parking lot.
What about Malik Farad?
That sounds familiar, but
he's a dope little cat. He's a little short, light-skinned dude with dreads. He's one of those conscious rappers. That's
we have. Like I said, there's so many artists here in Baltimore.
I went to a show and I've heard that.
That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. Like there's so many artists in this city alone, not counting out in the counties around us. So you know, every time that I go to an event, it's just somebody new. So, so your music, you call it Subtrap.
Yeah.
And what about are you just strictly hip hop?
I am mostly a hip hop rapper, but what I do I'm from New York, but I've been living in North Carolina for the past few years. So I kind of take the up north and the down south. I kind of mix them together. You know what I'm saying? I don't got a fancy name to call what I do. I try to be different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I try not to rap like everybody else. And half these rappers nowadays, you can't even understand what we're talking about.
And I just had this conversation on my show right before here that I like people who are different. When I hear a song, I want to be able to say, "Oh, that's so and so," or "I don't want to have to sit there like
try to figure
for a
out
long
who
time,
it
like
is.
Future and all those, I couldn't tell the difference of who was who.
Right.
Yeah.
Because and I don't even listen to the radio, so maybe that's why. But like when a song would play, I'd be like, "Who is this?" And they'd be like, "Oh, that's." I don't know.
I understand. See, me, I grew up on real hip hop. Like my favorite rapper of all time is Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Big Pun, Big L, Biggie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I value lyricism.
Right.
I'm big in lyricism. I might not always tell a story like, yeah, I got my turn up tracks, I got my smoking tracks, you know what I'm saying?
You have to.
All different types of tracks, but lyricism is key. Because if you're not talking about anything, why put anything out?
So how you feel about Chris Rivers, Big Pun's son?
Yo, Chris Rivers goes hard. I love his. I've been listening to his music for some time now. I originally started.
What's that project? Yeah, Wonderland or something.
Yo,
That's just hard.
He's been here a couple. He's been here a few
Nice.
times. He's we have a promoter here named Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's come down here with for Prophet a couple times. He was at the Jadakiss show.
Like I've been following Chris Rivers' music around the time where he remixed Don't Want to Be a Killer. What was the name of that song? Don't Want to Be a Killer.
He I like the fact that he's stepping out of his father's shadow.
Yeah.
Exactly, like in one of the freestyle videos he did, I think it was the Dragonborn video, and it actually said Baby Pun is dead and eats. He had 4 different shirts. I noticed that. It was real hot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out Chris Rivers, you know what I'm saying? I don't know him, but I do want to work with him.
Yeah, he like I said, he's been here a few times. Who else? Prophet's had Styles P down here. He's had Trader Truth. I was never a Trader Truth fan until I watched him
Trader
live.
Truth is great.
And yeah, so and we were talking out there about the Ritz,
Tech Nine, and
Yeah,
Mayday, all them.
Yeah, so is that something that is like that you like? Is that like a? I'm not gonna say like a dream.
I mean, I
Concert,
definitely
but
one
to
of
be
my
on-
favorite singing, or I guess groups or bands you could call it, is Mayday. But Ritz is just such an inspiration because the Strange Music Collective, as it is so unique, and like you said, if you have to be different, and there's not one person in that group that sounds the same.
No, Stevie Stone right now is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Because of his voice.
Yeah, my favorite rapper right now is a guy from Orlando. His name's Caskey. I don't know. He signed to Cash Money Records, not a very good label, but you know what I'm saying. But Caskey's really hot. He just dropped a project called January.
Hey, it is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
right? You know, I mean, it's still a very notable record label, but
Yeah,
it's not
very.
where it used to be.
Yeah, especially with the split between Lil Wayne and Bird.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad that you brought that up because one of the most important things about what I do when I take these artists on tour is I'm teaching them the business behind the music.
Right.
So when we in the car, when we're chilling at a hotel, when we're doing random shit, we have discussions about publishing and what you know, understanding how to get your music registered so it can get paid when it's played on the radio and internet radio, like hardbody radio, how to get paid from those streams and just all that different stuff. That's what these artists is going to learn. Like, I mean, I'm not really teaching them, but they hear it. Like this guy right here, he's in artist development with my company, so he's actually sitting down with me, being taught it like literally.
Right.
And just avoid Cash Money Records altogether.
And you also have to
sure.
you also have to watch out for these scam artists that claim to be managers, road managers, and
that actually happened to me recently. I got $250 stolen by a guy who was Lil Pump's manager. I don't know if you know who Lil Pump is.
I was managing an artist right as soon as I had signed it on to manage him. He told me about a situation where a guy said he could open up for Rick Ross at CIAA. Now, mind you, before I became his manager, I said, hey, bro, that's probably not legit.
Right.
So months later, when I finally linked back up with him, became his manager, he explained to me what happened, and I had to help him get the money back. Yeah,
so it's because a friend of mine, she hit me up, and she got an email about performing down in Virginia Beach that Snoop from here in Baltimore, Felicia, was it Pearson? What is he over there asleep? But Snoop from The Wire and Love and Hip Hop and all that was going to be down in Virginia Beach, and if she wanted to open up for the show or whatever. And I was like, that doesn't even sound real. So she got on Facebook and she put it out there. Does anybody know anything about this? And one of Snoop's family members was like, hold on, I'm going to call her. And come to find out it wasn't real. So she dodged the bullet. And I seen that. Lucky. I seen that happen too many times. Like, not too much now. Like, I think people are just becoming more aware. Right. So, I'm glad that they have you to say, hey, this might not be a good thing, or, because, I mean, you get all happy about, $250,